Hi, everyone. It's Rita Lorraine Carey. I'm an AKASHIC record reader and accessor, and I have my readings discounted this month to 150 for 60 minutes. And you've seen some of probably the videos of Dr. Irvin Laszlo. The Akash is a vibrational history of your soul. Everything your soul has ever done has been recorded and it's protected by the lords of the records. And then in that space we go into are master energies, light beings. Some have been an embodiment and some have not, like Jesus and the Buddha and Mary. And then past loved ones that you remember who have transitioned, and loved ones that you may not. You may have had a teacher that loved you when you were little and watched you in school and kind of looked out for you, or a neighbor that watched you walk to and from school and kept an eye out for you. And we go into this space using a prayer. It's very high vibrational. It begins, I'm gonna read you the beginning part of it, so you have a sense of it. And it's a prayer that was given to Dr. Linda Howe in meditation, and that's called channeling. I'm a channel. I have a very high channel. I can talk to dead people, but I don't do that a lot. And it usually only comes forward if it's loving and supportive. So it just goes in with my frequency. So the pathway prayer process that was channeled or given to Dr. Linda Howe begins. And so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to us. O Holy Spirit of God, protect me from all forms of self-centeredness and direct my attention to the work at hand. Help me to know, so if it's I'm opening my records, myself, in the light of the Akashic records, to see myself through the eyes of the lords of the records and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of me have for me. And then I read those 3-line stanzas again with my full legal name. And if I'm doing a reading for you, I would read your full legal name, but I read it in silence. And there's a couple other places in the prayer that I read in silence when I do a reading. And then I state the records are now open. And I'm usually already starting to feel a vibrational shift and connecting in with your energy. Dr. Irvin Laszlo and other people talk about this field. I did an interview with Dr. Bruce Lipton because I started a film here in Sedona called Revelation of You. And if you want a reading with me, this month they're 150. They're going to be $300 going forward. I don't know if I'll do them for 300 next month, but 150 is the lowest that you're going to probably see this year. So if you would like a reading, I did a bunch of free ones, pay it forward readings last week, and I already felt a big uptick in my energy. And that's what happens when you are kind and generous and you give things away. It lifts your energy up. It's a sort of a karmic sort of seeding, and I was really happy to be able to do that. And I asked people to pay it forward, to do something good for other people. And I trust that they're doing that. So anyway, they're 150, they're 60 minutes, Rita at revelationofyou.com. But I'll tell you, Dr. Bruce Lipton, I interviewed him in the film along with his nephew, Alex, and Alex has helped me with some other interviews. Dr. Lipton talks about this stream of consciousness is like your energy field, like a TV signal, so that when this TV or body ceases to exist, the signal is still there. And so I can tap into that using this prayer. And somebody asked me, does it go forward as well? And I would say yes, but I don't really understand how that works. And I've been told I won't really understand any of this till I check out of here. Right. So anyway, if you want a reading, read at revelationofyou.com. I would be blessed and honored to do a reading with you. I did start a film, revelationofyou.com, in Sedona, Arizona. I'm calling in a beautiful filmmaker that gets the fact that we're energy, that wants to help me, model it, put it together, maybe do some more experimenting, because that's kind of what we did with a biofeedback, Kirlian biofeedback camera. We took pictures of the electromagnetic field or the auric field before and after, and we saw all these beautiful changes. And interpretations of angels and guides. And I'd love to interview and do some before and afters with people that really are do high-end energy work, can see into the field, and do things like that. That would be really, I think it'd be really interesting to see if whoever they're working on has a big change in their field. You would expect it, but who knows? But we've experimented with all sorts of things, from mementos, these before, I have over 250 before and after pictures. In the records, getting back to the records, it's a space, again, where you're known and loved, and you can ask questions. And I would recommend, if there's things that you're trying to move the needle on, that you need more clarity or guidance around from a space where you're known and loved. It's not about the future, because you are in charge of the future. Where you focus your thoughts and energy, you will create your reality. Bashar says in every second, there are a billion scenarios for your existence and your life. So please hold a good thought. Please be in the world in a positive, loving way, and see what happens. Experiment, really experiment with it. I changed the relationship I had with my father, who is abusive, to very loving, by picturing him and wanting him to be happy, and seeing him moving into his retirement community happy, gardening and stuff. And I went out and visited him for a month, not long after he moved in. And it was really beautiful. Like he said, I don't want to see you go. And I never thought I would have that relationship with him. And guess what? I felt the same way. And at the time, I was doing a relationship program with Theo, who's 12 archangelic beings that Sheila Gillette channels. And so I told them all about this, right? And Theo came through Sheila and said, Rita, that is a gift you gave yourself. So when we're looking at these things, and we're looking at forgiveness and different ways of showing up in the world, know that ultimately the energy is all about that, like the Ho'oponopono prayer. It's like the more we can kind of cleanse ourselves, the better our relationships are, and the more we can receive. So if there's something that you're trying to move the needle on, a relationship, sometimes they pull on my energy or knowledge. But like recently, I did a reading with a guy who wanted to know about working with his Kundalini energy. And they told me about a past life he had as a priest. And they described the whole process, including this drink that I didn't know anything about, that they used to drink, and it turns out that's like a real thing. So anyway, they're authentic, they're loving, positive readings, and they're recorded, so you'll be able to refer back to them and refer into the energy that's given to you. So blessings and love to you. Rita at revelationofyou.com. And if you sign up for the film, revelationofyou.com is a landing page. You'll be entered for a kilo of polished rose quartz. And that's what started my whole film, because my mom had passed, and I used the rose quartz with her. I also have a prayer that I've channeled to access people who have passed using the rose quartz. And I'm just trying to figure out, I'm copywriting all this. I'm just trying to figure out how to share it. I'd like to share it very reasonably on TikTok and other social media platforms as a download, maybe just a couple dollars or something, something very reasonable. I don't know how the different things you have to pay for it and how it all works. And I would want you to not share it with anyone. I'd want to keep the price, so that people would just do that to support what I'm doing. All right. Again, blessings and love to you. Take care.